Day 170 of the war in Gaza, the IDF says that the operations in and around Shifa Hospital have been ongoing throughout the weekend. The army announced that it had killed more than 170 gunmen and captured 800 terror suspects during the ongoing operation against Hamas at Gaza City's Shifa Hospital. Amid the raid at Shifa, troops located infrastructure belonging to terror groups and caches of weapons. Over the past day, the Air Force struck some 35 sites across the Gaza Strip, including command rooms and other infrastructure belonging to terror groups. Meanwhile, the IDF remains deeply involved in continuing efforts to facilitate the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gazan civilians. The army opened a new entry point for aid to go into Gaza, allowing unlimited supplies into the enclave to boost the amount of food for Gaza's needy. In the north, Hezbollah fired 50 rockets at Israel after the IDF targeted a weapons plant in northern Lebanon. No injuries were reported in Israel as most of the rockets landed in open areas. 3 terrorists were reportedly wounded when the Air Force struck a 2-story weapons plant in the Hezbollah hub in the eastern city of Baalbek. The army said it was the 3rd time the area had been hit in more than 5 months of fighting between Israel and the Iran-backed Lebanese terror group. The strike in Al-Aqsa, some 100 kilometers from the Israeli-Lebanese border, ends a period of relative calm that had lasted about 10 days. The UN Security Council failed to pass a United States-backed resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza as part of a hostage deal after Russia and China vetoed the measure. The motion sought a truce lasting 6 weeks to allow humanitarian assistance, but stopped short of explicitly demanding an immediate end of the Israeli military campaign against Hamas. The draft linked a ceasefire to ongoing talks, led by Qatar with support from the US and Egypt, to halt the war in return for Hamas's releasing hostages. It marked a further toughening of Washington's stance toward Israel. Earlier in the war, the U.S. vetoed measures that included calls for an immediate ceasefire. The U.S. called the veto an historic mistake for the Council.
Experience the power of truth with ILTV News. If you're looking for quality content and captivating visuals, join our news community and become an integral part of our team as we embark on a mission to unveil the real Israel, dismantling the web of lies and misinformation that surround reporting on Israel. By subscribing to ILTV News, you will not only have access to the latest updates, but you will also amplify our message, creating a ripple effect that carries the truth far and wide. Subscribe today and help reshape the narrative. Available on the web, Android, and Apple.